And I don't want to live in a country where you can say an inappropriate, rude thing, which, by the way, Black people can say things to white people all the time and they never get canceled. There's no backlashing about this. I want to live in a country where people are allowed to say what they want unashamedly. And you will
go
not
on then,
have
say it. Say the
will not have
Go on,
free
go on. Say the M word. Go on.
No.
Hang on.
Invite. No. I don't want you to invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me because I'm the only on here. So if she says it, I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here. You and one on the left here, and asking her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Pierce. I understand what you're trying to do, but we already know she's racist, and I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you.
Several months later.
He is reacting to the decision to charge Shiloh Hendrix. In a statement, it said, quote, "The filing of these charges represents an important and meaningful first step toward accountability and justice. The victimized child, family, and our community deserve full accountability and justice for the harm caused to a vulnerable Black child with a severe disability by Shiloh Marie Hendrix, who has displayed no remorse," end quote. The NAACP also says it plans to hold a press conference tomorrow.
Boy. So we got to talk about one of the dumbest moves I've ever seen from a city attorney who is obviously looking to satisfy the woke mob, to get the woke activists to shut up about Shiloh Hendrix, the white woman that went super duper viral for allegedly calling a Black child the N-word in response to the Black child stealing out of her bag or taking something out of her bag while she was at the park with her child. And she said the N-word on camera multiple times when confronted about calling the Black child the N-word. That video went viral. People donated to her in response, right? And this was in backlash against cancel culture. It also was at the same time that the Carmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf story was going super viral as well, too. So again, there was a lot of racial controversy at the time of this story. And I think that's part of the reason why she raised so much money. And the woke activists have been upset ever since then, right? Ever since then, they have been very upset that this woman is not facing criminal charges for free speech, right? Which, I mean, it is her free speech to say the N-word, right? Even if she's calling a Black child the N-word, is not in good taste. It's not something I agree with, right? But that is her free speech, okay? And in this country, we're supposed to have free speech, but the woke activists don't believe in free speech. Again, specifically, if you're a white person saying the N-word, right? You're not allowed to say it. They actually want you to face jail time. They want criminal charges, and that is what they have been demanding for months now.
Our top story tonight, community members in Rochester are calling for consequences after a woman was caught on camera referring to a young child using the N-word. The video has since been seen by millions. It's also resulted in dueling fundraisers, one for the woman and another for the child.
And now many are upset about this. Fox 9's Bab Santos is in Rochester with the story.
We're choosing not to show the video on our air because of its graphic nature, but clearly it has divided the community in southern Minnesota, people showing up at events throughout the day on Monday to speak their minds.
That sweet, innocent child shouldn't ever have to experience something like that.
We got to step our foot down on the ground and let the people know that we will not tolerate racism.
Hey, the now viral recording of a confrontation at this Rochester playground has sparked impassioned reactions from people around the world.
All kids, welcome here.
As locally on Monday, some returned to the playground, demanding that the woman at the center of the drama face prosecution.
I feel like it could be classified as a hate crime. I mean, this is a child. You don't go after a child like that.
The man who recorded the video was also back at Roy Sutherland Playground, telling the crowd his entire life has changed in less than a week.
It's been very tough few days. Very tough. I did the right thing, but right now it's a backlash. I haven't been sleeping lately.
Adding to this crowd's outrage, the woman seen using the N-word now has a fundraiser, claiming her family is in danger and needs to relocate due to online threats. The campaign has brought in double the amount of money a separate fundraiser received for the child involved.
Yeah, so you heard that. I hope everybody understands the gist of where the anger is coming from. right? It's coming from the fact that they feel like this woman was rewarded for saying the N-word instead of being punished, okay? Because, again, they want people to be punished for their free speech. And this city attorney for Rochester, okay, who's probably woke, okay? You have to be woke in order to bring these types of charges, is doing just that, right? This person is charging Shiloh Hendrix with 3 counts of disorderly conduct for saying the N-word to a child. Yes, that is what's happening in this country. And I'm going to tell you guys why this is so stupid. This is one of the dumbest things that I've ever heard, right? It's one of the dumbest stories I've ever covered. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Attorney has filed 3 disorderly conduct charges against a Rochester woman who allegedly called a 5-year-old the N-word at Roy Sutherland Playground. Those charges come almost 4 months after the incident. KINT News 3's Evan Berg joins us live from Roy Sutherland Park, where it all started. And Evan, what kind of consequences could we see for Shiloh Hendrix?
Sananda, if she's found guilty of the 3 charges of disorderly conduct she has been faced with, Hendrix could face 90 days in jail for each charge or a $1,000 fine for each charge.
Did you call him a child? Did you call the child the word?
The city attorney's office says it took so long to file these charges because of the large amount of public attention surrounding the incident. If you remember back in May, there were several protests held by groups like Journey and the Rochester NAACP calling for Hendrix to face some form of accountability. The potential $3,000 charge may not seem like much compared to over $700,000 Hendrix raised to supposedly protect her family on Give, Send, Go. Rochester Mayor Kim Norton says there are limits to what the law can address.
It is difficult, and I struggle with that, and I think many people struggle with that. But we have to follow the law. We can't. This isn't an emotional response that can be had in the court system.
Well, I mean, it certainly is an emotional response from the city attorney, right? It certainly is an emotional response from the woke activists. Now, I want you guys to understand how stupid this is, how dumb this is, like just mind-numbingly dumb on behalf of this city attorney, right? Because this is 100% only happening because of the pressure, right, from woke activists, okay? That is why they're doing it. They're doing it under pressure. Now, what is the likely result? Because now, a dead story, right? This story was dead. It was over, okay? This woman was not raising any more money, as far as I know, okay? Now, a dead story now is revived because now we're having a free speech conversation about whether or not somebody should be charged or criminally punished for saying the N-word, right? Is this something that we really should be doing in this country, right? For saying the N-word? Really? Yeah. So now this story is likely to go viral again. And what do you think the likely result of this story going viral again is going to be? She's probably going to raise even more money, which again is why these woke activists are so pissed off in the first place. Well, she raised so much money and she wasn't punished. But let's say she's actually punished to the maximum extent of the law. Let's say she's found guilty, which again would be ridiculous. But let's say she's found guilty. She has 3 counts of disorderly conduct. Each one of them have a maximum jail time of 90 days and a $1,000 fine. Let's say she got the max. She got the book thrown at her, right? She's only getting 270 days in jail and a $3,000 maximum fine total. So she's already raised almost $1 million. Bringing these charges is probably going to result in her raising more money for legal fees, right? In order to cover her defense. She's likely to raise even more money. And again, worst case scenario, she may have to spend 270 days in jail. But the payoff essentially is basically almost $1 million, right? Could be more, right? If the fundraising really kicks up again because of these charges. So now I asked the black activists, the BLM activists, who were so pissed off about this, what did you accomplish? Did you really hurt the woman? Oh, she had to spend, again, worst case scenario for the woman. She spends 270 days in jail. But she still raised almost $1 million. She still raised almost $1 million. And all she had to do is spend 270 days in jail. I guarantee you, a vast majority of people would take that in a heartbeat. 270 days in jail and you get $1 million? Yeah, I think everybody's taking that, right? I think everybody is probably going to roll the dice and say, you know what, I'm going to do 270 days in jail. Also, she's a woman too, right? So you're talking about in a woman's jail, 270 days, a $3,000 total fine. So again, my question to the black activists, the BLM activists, what did you accomplish? Because again, she's probably going to raise at least a few $1,000s just from her defense, right? Because she's going to start raising money again because of these charges. She's going to start raising money again, and she's going to raise at least a few thousand. No doubt, right? Zero doubt in my mind. So again, what did you accomplish? Sometimes it's just better to let it go. Again, I'm not saying it's right, okay? But sometimes it's better to be wise about the battles that you choose to fight and to understand that, hey, there are some battles that are just not winnable, right? It's just better to take the L, right? If the black activists would have just took the L, then, again, this woman would have walked away with hundreds of thousands of dollars, but at the same time, she ain't raising no more money, right? The story is dead. The child, they raised a lot of money as well, too. Everybody going about their business, right? Live their life. But because they can't let it go, now the story has been revived. And the worst case scenario for this woman is just 270 days in jail and a $3,000 fine. That's it. She ain't going to jail for a year, right? Not even a year. And the likely result of all that is that she's probably going to raise a whole lot of money. Because again, now it's a free speech issue. Now it's like, oh, no. We should have the right to say the N-word in this country without going to jail. She's probably going to raise a lot of money off of that. I'm just saying, okay? Because if she actually goes to jail because she said the N-word, I think that opens up Pandora's box, right? So I feel like a lot of people are going to be motivated to donate to this woman, to support this woman, just based off the principle of the fact that they're trying to put her in jail for saying the N-word, and people are probably going to want to defend their rights, right? I'm just saying. Okay, and the way to do so would be through donating to this woman, right? Again, just not good. This is just not a good idea at all, right? In fact, the black activists should be pissed. They should be pissed that the city attorney actually went through with this. So again, like I said, this is dumb. Like, this is really stupid. It's gonna backfire 100%. I'm not sure exactly what is the outcome these people are looking for outside of trying to put the woman in jail. But again, it's likely going to end up helping the woman overall. And all because they just couldn't get over the fact that she said the N-word. And it's really silly, right? It's a silly story getting even sillier for silly reasons, right? So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.